Hey, let's go ahead and get started with a reading. You guys, this is a message from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. And the storyline is just literally falling off of the cards, like just flowing to me. So I could not wait to get on here and go through this message with you because it's so loud and clear. So the first card we have out, we see a man here, and he is looking through this projector at all of the memories of him and this woman. And you see how stoic he is, okay? He's not really quite showing an emotion. He's just looking at it. So it's not showing if he's sad. It's not showing if he's mad or happy or just, he's just very, very stoic. Okay. So I was like, okay, well, what is this about? Because as we can see with the number 22, twos are all about relationships and partnerships. Okay. Now, when I wanted to ask the cards, first, what I was feeling when I looked at this was like, he is looking at the one that got away. All right. And so this is where somebody is like thinking about all the mistakes that they made in their lives. And they are literally like going through all the memories, whether it's a photo album they're going through, or photos on their phone, or on their computer, or even just, maybe it was a family, because I do see for some of you, this very well could have been a family with the 10 of Cups in the reverse in the center of the reading. Now, I feel like for a lot of you, this individual is thinking about all of the things, because if you look in the projector, you can see like all of these different memories, all of these different stories, all of the things that they did or did not do. Somebody that they screwed them over, they screwed them over, vice versa. The people who brought happiness and joy into their life, their children, their pets, but also the good and the bad. Now, when I read the card, it says reflections looking back in hindsight. It says a moral being is one who is capable of reflecting on his past actions and their motives, of approving of some and disapproving of others, by Charles Darwin. Successes, failures, mistakes, and regrets all belong in the past and cannot be changed. Some things should not be dwelt upon, and we should move on. But both the good and bad have value and have contributed to what we are now and offer lessons to be learned for future decisions. The distance of time adds context and perspective to a nostalgic review of past events. In this scene, a man views a selection of images from his past. A retro styled projector is loaded with images of other cards from this deck. As his expression is neutral, it's unclear whether those projected images are evoking fond memories or painful regrets. Probably like any album or catalog from the past, it will be a mixture of both, as I was saying. Do not dwell in the past. There may also be a tendency to overlook details and remember with emotional bias rather than accuracy. So it does not necessarily mean that it's a man. This could be, like I said, you could be acting in your masculine, trying to be cold and, because feminines always have an emotion. We all have masculine and feminine within ourselves. So this could definitely be a feminine who is very much guarded and in her masculine and feels as though she is not capable of showing any type of emotion. So when I look at the overall energy of this card, we talk about the King of Earth. Now, for some of you, this could have been a ex-husband. Okay, this could have been the father to your children. For some of you, you do have children with this person. Okay, and I feel like this King of Earth, it talks about him being prosperous, generous, and successful. I feel like when I look at the rest of these cards, because once I show you the first line out, you'll understand why I come to this conclusion. The first line out is the Five of Air, which is the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Ugh. Ugh. Not all swords cards are bad, but these ones don't really help. The original, the Five of Air is, the melodrama in the mind, the reassessment, and the mistakes. Okay, so it's like, again, we're looking at somebody here who has been looking at their past mistakes. And again, male or female, you could have looked at the way maybe you treated a lot of the people in your life. Maybe you ghosted them also, because I do see her here with like a letter in one hand and a rose in the other. So I feel like maybe it was like a message that, someone received from you or did not receive from you. With the Five of Swords to the Two of Air, maybe for some of you, this masculine they didn't make a decision. They stayed stuck. They were too afraid of past events to make decisions. So they just chose to keep themselves stuck. And maybe for some of you, you had this vision that the two of you guys would have a family together. Or if you were already married to this person, then you would live happily ever after. So it's almost like somebody who is doing this life review right now of all the failures, all the ones that got away, right? Because we always have that one that got away. And it's like, man, I really truly loved this individual. With the Ace of Cups in the upright, this one talks about emotions, relationships, and intuition. And it was like they had love for this situation. They had love for their family, but unfortunately, their family came last. Maybe for some of you, their work came first, or maybe for some of you, if maybe you didn't have a family with this person, maybe this person is like, man, I could have seen myself having a family with them, but instead I chose my work. Because there are people out there who just decide to get married to their work and nothing else matters. And now they're doing a life review of like, fuck, I never even had a family. I've had loves in my life. I've had love. I've had people who genuinely, cared and loved me, but I just treated them like they were disposal. And at the end of the day, we have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. They didn't invest. They didn't invest. They didn't invest their emotion. They didn't invest their time. They didn't invest, and they realize that now. They're like, man, if I would have started a long time ago, there would have been some growth in my relationships. Because the Ace of Cups, excuse me, talks about relationships. I wasn't listening to my inner guide and my inner voice. I was listening to my head and the chaos that ensued in my mind with the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. I let my mind get involved, and I let my mind like take the cake about like, well, I can't have this until I have this amount of money in my bank, and I have to be prosperous, and I have to have this, status before I can share my life with someone. So instead, they've got all this money, but they have nothing to share, and they've never invested it in anyone. Maybe they've had lots of relationships, but they never invested. They've had ample opportunity to start a family with someone. For some of you, if this is someone that you already had a family and you treated your family like they were disposable, like, oh, they're just there, as long as I keep feeding them money, they'll always be there. That is not always the case. That's not always the case, you know? So the future line talks about this Knight of Air. We have the Knight of Fire, okay, which is the Knight of Swords in the reverse, mind you. The Knight of Wands in the upright. And then the outgoing card is the Seven of Swords. This is like the forbidden fruit. When I look at this card here, it's almost like with the apples here, it's like they just continue to allow their mind to get the best of them. I feel like this person wants to come rushing back in, but I don't feel like their actions and their words. I feel like for others of you, this person may love you. They just realize they can't tell you that anymore. This turned upside down a family for some of you. You had a family with this person, and this masculine is looking back at like the love that he had for his family. Because not all of you, this is a bad masculine. Oh, it's a bad man, not at all. Maybe for some of you, this man just wanted to provide. But he got so like invested in what he was doing that it became a habit where he was a workaholic and just couldn't take time off to be there, and maybe to, for some of you, to even bring you flowers. He didn't take the time. He wasn't activated in his heart center. He wasn't activated in his heart center. He was activated in a place of ego. And maybe for some of you, it's like they told you they loved you by, gifts. Here's a gift, basically hush money. Shut your mouth. I work all the time, but here's a nice gift. Here's a nice car, you know? Yeah. So I look at that card and it's almost like, because of that, somebody else is going to come rushing in. Either that or they want to come rushing in. They want to come rushing in, but I feel like as fast as they're in, they're right back out. I do feel like, because I always see the Seven of Air, which is the Seven of Swords, as like a card of strategy. But with the Five of Swords, we do have a game of strategy here with chess. Because I always see the Seven of Swords as like, sometimes we need to strategize about what we're doing. I think that this person is much more also aware. They're very cautious because there's consequences to their actions. And the consequences is now where, if this was a family, your family's just not putting any more time into you. Maybe you ended up divorced because of it, because that's what I'm seeing. I don't see this 10 of Cups as like the happily ever after. This is like a lot of empty cups and a broken family. For others of you, this is, you didn't get to the family and you spent all your time fucking working and, being selfish and not investing and, ghosting, maybe for some of you in ghosting, because, well, I got work to do and I got too much shit to do. And I'm only, you're going to have to accept breadcrumbs for me. I'm just going to be in and out of your life. And I feel like that's what this person did. They were in and out of your life. And because of that, you become cautious. Now you sleep with a sword at night because you've had enough. You're ready to move on to calmer waters and stuff, but you also have a sword. You're cutting that off. And they see that you cut them off. And I also see where if you're not already divorced, and your family is upside down right now, you better watch out because you're on your last leg with them. And that's what spirit is telling you right now. Your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. You see here that spirit is with these children in the background. This your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. If somebody walks away from you, your children are going to be protected. Like, again, we have the angel here, but you're not even looking like you're not even looking. You felt like your angels, they weren't there when they were there, when they showed you how to love, when they brought you love, the love of a child for some of you. And then, you act like, oh, your job comes first, right? Everybody, this is what's wrong with America. This is what's wrong with the world. If you think that your job comes before your fucking family, let me put it to you straight. You are the first. Your partner is second. Your children are third. Your fucking family, like your outside family, you can put them wherever. They should be fourth, but most people, it's their job. But your job, everything else was here before your fucking job. They're what made your job possible. So when all you do is fucking work, and maybe for some of you, you stay in a relationship while you have memories of someone else that you want to be with, and you're married to somebody you don't want to be with. So I asked Spirit, I said, okay, Spirit, well, what's the advice in all this? Why? Learn the answer. You're gonna have to learn all there is to learn about all this. I think that for you, like, it's learning that, the why is because you chose materialism And you valued your material life and your abundance more than you valued your own family, the love of a family. And then you wonder why now all they want you for is fucking money. You're Disneyland dad. Now you're Disneyland mom, because you know what? You didn't have fucking time for them when they were little and they needed you. They needed a shoulder to cry on. They were sad without you. Maybe they said, "Mommy, Daddy, please stay home." You said, "I can't." And you just kept running in and out of their lives. You were there maybe to kiss them on the forehead when they woke up, get them some cereal, take them to school, and you were gone until they got you, until it was almost not even dinner. Maybe it was after dinner time. For some of you, it was like till dinner, and then it's already time to get the kids ready for bed and everything else, but you weren't there, you know? And at the end of the day, if you were a single parent going through this and your children don't understand that's on them. That's on them. Because when you're a single fucking parent, it's already hard enough. I know for me, like my kids were pissed at me. Still to this day, they're pissed at me that I had to work. I was a single mom. So I have to ask, am I supposed to stay in a fucking marriage that of abuse and alcoholism just to keep two people under the same roof? I couldn't help that I had to work to support my children. And to this day, I still catch shit over that. It's like, what the fuck? What did you want from me? You wanted to live on welfare? Because I wasn't getting any help. I had to fight for the help that we did get. You know what I mean? So there's like this review of like looking back at the past of like, fuck, man. And I think at the end of the day, I feel like there's multiple lessons to be learned in this. For some of you, you were dealing with a single parent who had no other option. Because I'm not seeing, like, I'm seeing, somebody looking at somebody going, fuck, man. This person truly loved me. Their love was pure, like, as that rose. And they mourned the loss of me walking away from them. And yet this person acts so stoic. They act so stoic. And when really all they wished is that this person, this feminine, would reach out to them and talk to them again and offer up their rose again. Like, I understand. There's so many aspects. You could look at this from a family perspective, a man who chose his job over his woman. It's like, what is it that you're learning from this? Instead of asking, like, why did this happen to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? What is this teaching you? It's about value systems. Being that we're in Taurus season right now, Taurus is all about our values. Do we value the money in our bank account, or do we value the family? Do we value our health, or do we value some toxic fucking relationship that makes you feel like shit? Do you value your children, or is your work more important all the time that you can't make it to their fucking functions or their games? What do you value more? Because whatever it is, you have to learn to invest. Whatever this is, you can stop blaming other people, or, oh, I'm just happy with my money. No, motherfucker, you're lonely. You're lonely. Because whoever I'm tapped into right now, this person is lonely. What they want is love. They do want love. They just don't know how to go after it. Maybe for some of you, it's because they didn't have that in life. Maybe their parents were like, oh, fuck love, love's bullshit. It's overrated. Go out, get a job, build your income, blah, 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 you never want to settle down. You don't want to have a family. Look how fucked up family really is. So now you got all that shit piled on top of you, and it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck. You stay in this self imprisonment because of what some of you were told. Self doubt, confusion, and free will. The thing is, she has free will. Dude, all she has to do is literally, she's got her eyes closed, but you can see she can look past her bangs. All she has to do is move the fucking swords. Do you go past it? They're stuck in snow. boink. You can like push them out of the way and make a decision and say, you know what? I'm going towards love. I'm going to go after my fucking wishes being fulfilled. But this person, like I said, they're not talking. They're not trying to come in all hasty like in one aspect. It's like they don't want to talk. It's almost like they're going to use their sexuality to come back in. And you're going to have to be aware of that. Do you want this person just coming back in where you just get a, sex? Yeah, because like at the end of the day, it's not going to work out and it's only hurting innocent people. Bummer, man. Yeah, this is definitely, and for some of you, this is a cheating scenario. And they ride in and they ride right back out. But I'm not even going to get into that whole story, but I do see that here too. They're not happy with their own fucking family. So they just come in, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and they're right back out. So do what you got to do, guys, but I wouldn't suggest it because there's a lot of karma that comes along with it. And if it doesn't hit you in this life, it hits you in a past life, which is your next life. So you need to learn the lesson and all that. That's what this the question mark is, is what are you going to do about it? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you making these decisions? Why did you make those decisions? And how are you going to get out of that? Once you learn the why and there's a lesson in it, and what the lesson is, everything else becomes so much more clear. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave that here. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. You guys, check me out on Facebook and Instagram under the Footsteps to Peace and Peace Unhinged Tarot. Love you guys all so much. Take care, and we will chat again soon.